Mike Harris back with What in the Law podcast. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important things when you go to court, and that is the culture of how things operate. Those unwritten rules, which in many cases can be even more important than the written rules and laws on the books. There are several reasons for this. One of those reasons is that most of the time, the rules and laws on the books provide for flexibility. This is most important when it comes to sentencing. Now, there are certainly certain types of cases that have mandatory penalties, but most of the time, there's a minimum and a maximum with a great range of latitude in between those. But beyond that, even if you have a situation that has a minimum mandatory sentence, there can be a very big difference with the culture of the negotiations. In other words, do you keep that charge? Or is it something that there's going to be some flexibility with in negotiating? Now, when you talk about the culture, what type of arguments work and don't work can vary based on who you are speaking to. Are you talking to the judge, the prosecutor, a probation officer? And frankly, there can be a very big difference between different kinds of people. Judges, just like other people, have different opinions on things. One example of a difference of the culture would be a driving while license suspended case. One of the, if not the most important thing when you are facing that charge is where are you? There are many places that are very flexible, especially if you get your license reinstated. And there are other places that are simply less flexible and are going to be more harsh, especially if you have a suspended license because of a prior DUI or similar offense. So there are many, many other areas where the culture could matter, how you address the judge, how you react to certain things can matter. And this is one of the most important reasons why having a lawyer who is familiar with how things work is so important. No matter how smart you are and no matter how much you know the law, if you're not familiar with how certain people react to things, you are going to be at a great disadvantage. And the fact is that in the court system, people often have different attitudes than you and your family members may have, and you may be very surprised with how someone's attitude is towards a certain thing, which might be either more harsh or less harsh than you expect. But again, this is why you need to talk to someone, and if you do have a case, talk to a few people. Make sure you have someone you're comfortable with, especially if you have an important matter going before court. So I will see you next time on What in the Law podcast. Please send me your comments, likes, and subscribe. And again, send me any ideas of what you might want to see for a future episode. So see you next time.